ideology. SDP nìkan ló jẹ́ progressive party. Ní Nàìjíríà lónìí. Ó máa jọ́ ìwà. Màmá wa ti sọ̀rọ̀. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn tó dúró nítorí pé kì í ṣe bí Nàìjíríà ṣe máa kì í ṣe gbogbo èèyàn ló lè dúró bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe dúró nù ẹgbẹ́ yìí. Tó jẹ́ pé ẹ̀rí nǹkan kan and yet you stayed and you continue to contribute your quota. And I tell you what is so olóòótọ́ kò ní kú sí pòǹkà àwa láti.
Tí wọ́n fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti máa ṣiṣẹ́ ẹ̀yìn iṣẹ́ tó dáadáa ti pé mítìn ti bàjẹ́ ẹ̀yìn kọ́ṣẹ́ ọ̀dẹ́ béèrè. Orílẹ̀ bá ń béèrè kí lẹ máa ṣe ní ìgbésẹ̀ ní necessary ṣe àti tó bá jẹ́ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ àti future. Ilé ìjọba ìyẹn lè béèrè lẹ́yìn ní gbèsè ẹlẹ́ ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ sísọ ọ̀fẹ́ ní ìdìbò lórí ọ̀pọ̀ tí
ẹjọ ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ̀dàbò ẹbí pé ẹ̀yà ti sọ àwọn àdìgbò ọlọ́run ti àgbè orí rẹ̀ mo mọ̀ wípé tọ́tọ́tọ́ gbogbo àwọn àtàwọn àgbà láti gbé ìtìkọ̀ mọ́ lẹ́yìn tọ́lọ́ tó padà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀yìn náà ẹni tí a ti ti wá ní wa láti jẹ gọ́ọ̀nà wa ọdún election. President ẹ̀jẹ̀ náà ti padà lẹ́yìn mọ́ àwọn àlẹ́ báyìí ẹ̀ka tó kí president jẹ́ kí ẹ bá gbogbo ọ̀sọ̀ báyìí àbúrò ẹ̀jẹ̀ ti rẹ̀ tó we don't see the poster don't see anything àti poster yẹn kọ́kọ́ àbẹ̀ láti rẹ̀ ìlú àṣìwọ̀n àti gbogbo ìlú àfẹ́ ìlàwọ̀ àfẹ́ ọlọ́pàá láti lò ló wà sí ló wà fún ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ wa yàrá wa ní àyè àti àlàáfíà àdìgbò ìrètí guideline and direction. Máa kàn aláwọ̀ gbogbo candidate wa.
Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀
so that when we now fix the meeting tí o wọlé bàbá ẹ bá bàbá ẹ bàbá ọ. Now everybody ló bá fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ní ìgbà. Ẹ̀sìn tuntun túpà ẹkú ọ̀rọ̀ ìlú ọlọ́run ṣe tó orí náà wà nígbà tí wọ́n kọ́ nígbà tí wọ́n ti pàdé àwọn tó wà nígbà tí wọ́n kọ́ fún mi àdìgbà yẹn lórí mi tí ó ti bá ti dé ìpàdé ẹgbẹ́ ní mọ̀ bóyá ìyá ìyá wà ní oṣù lónìí. Ẹgbà mi kí àwọn ìyá wa, àwọn ìbílẹ̀ wa, alájà, onígbà, àjọra ìgbé. Ẹgbà mi kí wọ́n tẹ̀ pèsè. Èdè ìṣẹ́yìn ìṣẹ́yìn mọ̀ olóbìnrin ìlú náà mọ̀ olóbìnrin. Ó bá ìgbà wa. Bí ẹ̀jọ̀ náà wọ́n ti di sórí ọlọ́wà gbé àwọn ìgbòkè tí ó lọ́wọ́ ìgbòkè tó dé láti ìgbẹ́ àgbógbó òòrùn olúwa nígbà ìlú. Ẹ ṣe fún gbogbo ìtàgé tá a ti ṣe sẹ́yìn. Ẹ ṣe fún bẹ́ẹ̀ ìgbàlú sínú ẹgbẹ́. Ẹ ṣe fún ìgbà ìfẹ́ ìtàgé. A sì ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ṣẹ́ ní ẹ̀. Gbogbo àwọn alága pátápátá tó wà ní ló ti mọ̀ àti sọ́sẹ̀ nínú ìpínlẹ̀ àjẹ̀bá. Torí iṣẹ́ táàsì tó pọ̀ gbogbo ìgbà tó pọ̀ láti bàbá mi mo bá náà ó ṣàwọn gbogbo ẹ̀. SDP ẹgbẹ́ tó dàgbà ní gbogbo Nàìjíríà lónìí. Gbogbo bọ́dọ̀ àwọn tí mo rí ní ẹgbẹ́ mi ní SDP ló ti gbé. Ó yẹ kí ẹ̀rọ ilé ìtọ́jú tó ló ń kú ní SDP. Wọ́n sì ní ilé ìtọ́ ìlẹ́ni. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀sìn dà ẹ̀ orí wọn ní parí ẹ̀sẹ̀ tẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n kò ló kú sí ipò.
So, nǹkan tẹ́lẹ̀ máa ń sọ fún mi wípé ibi tẹ́ ìwé ìwé sí ìwé tí máa ń jáde. Ṣé ní pẹ̀lú ìwé ọ̀hún? Àyè ìwé ọ̀hún ìjọba dé ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ọ̀hún bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti tì í. Ṣé mọ̀?
Southwest or Oyo State?
Oyo State.
Oh, well, you can see now, we have begun in earnest. And last week we did what we call sensitization poster across the 3 local governments. And if you look around, serious-minded candidates who are ready to go headlong for this forthcoming election.
Okay, sir. So, and what kind of advice or encouragement would you give someone that has given up on, maybe let's say voters?
Well, it is natural. It is natural. But by the time they begin to see the seriousness, it's the only credible alternative that is presently in this country. And everybody is looking up to our party as an alternative. So people are ready and they have been talking to us. We are talking on a daily basis. And by the grace of God, by the time full campaign begins, so people will be encouraged again. They really want a change. They want to the masses. It's not too good. Are you getting me now? Even though the argument is that a change does not come easily. But at this critical time, people are dying. So there should be a way. And that's what SDP is bringing on board.
Thank you very much. Sir. Your name once again?
My name is Honorable Okunlade Michael, SDP State Chairman.
Thank you so much for your time.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
So, sir, can you tell us what differentiates SDP from other political parties?
There's nothing we can say much about that one. It has been in existence for the past year before the new created parties were formed. Era. So then there were some political parties, MPN, UPN, and SDP, but the people that are now in the forefront of other parties are not in existence. But most of them are from SDP original before they descend into other parties. Mostly all of them, including President Tinubu. All of them are there. There's nothing like a parties that we are now rolling now.
Okay, you said you're in charge of local government, and if you have to look at it, the current leadership, or let's say the one that will be the past leadership, looking at what he has done with the local governments, are you optimistic, like, okay, if the local governments, whatever thing they are asking the candidates, do you feel or do you believe that it's going to do more for the local governments, or do you think your needs are going to be met?
Is it our candidate, yes, for governor? We really don't about him right now because he has not been confirmed fully. Because in the INEC portals, we've not made any changes as regards the position. So, and we are trying to do that. After that, we are going to make him or have meeting with him at the party. What remains next now is to have some banners in some strategic locations, so that the awareness may be fully come into the mind of the people that we are still existing. Though they know, but we want it to be well publicized so that it can give us a very easier campaign system when it is time for us to do so.
Okay. So what encouragement will you give to someone that has lost interest in politics and voting and saying it's not going to vote?
They are just creating problem for themselves. Those that are not ready to do politics or that doesn't want to involve in voting or whatever, they don't have mouth. If the elected candidate is doing rubbish or is not attending to the needs of the public, so my advice is for them to go out and vote massively for those that they have interest in. Not particularly, we are not campaigning that for our, but they should go and register for the. So in the next future, when he's doing rubbish, you can have mouth to tell him that we voted for you and you are not doing the right thing. So we advise people to go out and massive to vote for the people of their choice.
Thank you very much. So your name once again, sir?
I'm Oyo Agboola from Oyo West Local Government. I'm the chairman representing Oyo Central Local Government, Oyo Central Senatorial.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm Mogaji Olusegun Abiodun Agboola, the Mogaji Abiolu of Okeofa Atikpe. E9/66A, like I like to say. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. It's nice.
Thank you. Same here.
I've seen the level of support at Washington.
Yes.
So what was this reception? What can you say that this reception, like, what does reception mean as we prepare for 2027?
Yeah, thank you very much. That reception signals two things. We're welcoming our leader in Ogbomoso, the Right Honorable Mulikat Adeola Akonde. And you saw the reception that they gave us when we got there. It shows you that the people are yearning for change, and the sort of conversation we have started to have with the polity is actually percolating, and people are listening. That the politics now is changing, and it is changing for good, because everybody is now doing away with the politics of money, just money alone, because they know that now it doesn't matter if you have all the money and you give them all the money. If a candidate is not popular at home or represents something that they do not want, the polity now knows how to reject such a candidate. And at this particular instance, what you saw showed that SDP is still strong. SDP is still represented across the entirety of Oyo State. That's what you saw there, because all the people in attendance were chairmen and only leaders from every single local government in Oyo State. All 33 of them were there today.
Thank you very much, sir. What inspired your decision to seek nomination for 2027?
Well, I know it's often cliche when most people get into politics, but I'm unabashed to tell people that I believe it's a divine call, because I resisted this politics thing for so long until I heard very clearly that it's tantamount to what Jonah did if I didn't do it. So I'm here obeying that call to serve our people, and it's not today we've been serving the people. We started a foundation in the name of my father, the Chief Ezekiel Atonda Agboola, Baba Mafoye as he's popularly called, who was one of the founding fathers of the Bodija International Plank Market in Ibadan. So we've served the community tremendously, and a lot, you know, using various vehicles in health, in sending people to school, giving scholarships, you know, donating solar-powered boreholes, giving many other medical interventions that we've sponsored. So we now thought, we've done all of that, that should be enough before the call came, that we could actually do more if we were in elective office. Because if we could do all of that without personal funds, then how much more with what the funds are available to the people normally. So that's why we're here.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
If elected as well,
Yes.
what are the three major?
Again, we keep saying first and foremost, education, because it's unheard of. When we were applying for the National Common Entrance in Nigeria, and I had the privilege of going to the prestigious Federal Government College in Sokoto, at that time, Oyo State was one of the 3 leading states educationally in Nigeria. It's so sad to see that Oyo State is now the most educationally backward in the entire Southwest. It never used to be so. So we have to reverse that, and very quickly so, because now the entire world is rethinking education. They're rethinking preparing their people for a world impacted by artificial intelligence, for example, and also a world where there is a reset going on internationally. But our people are unaware, our people are not being led right in that regard. We hope to be able to change that. We also think that health is wealth. You know, one of the common themes every time we ran our foundation activities was that we found people living with HIV, mostly vulnerable women. You know, we think that's not fair because there's no access to medical education for them. There's no access to medical health for them. And we think that should change, because when that changes and people are healthy, then they can contribute meaningfully to the society. We also see the economy in Oyo State crumbling. Oyo State used to have a series of industries, Triplex, Exide, Leland, you know, the tobacco companies, tire companies, Ferrodo, so many of them, but they've all packed up. We think this needs to be revitalized, and our KBAC has been trying to constitute a committee, which we think is a step in the right direction. And we think a listening government, a functional government, should be able to assist some of these sort of initiatives. You know, the Shawam of Ogbomosho is trying so many things in trying to, you know, harness the agricultural capacities. If you may not have heard, Ogbomosho mango has a unique name all over the world. The cashew is renowned to be one of the best cash crops in the entire world, that many people come to look for the Ogbomosho variant of cashew. We think all of these things can be harnessed, you know, or Iseyin and the rest of the axis that are known for their, you know, cassava. The agro-industry sector needs to be supported, you know, and they need to be assisted with government activities, agricultural extension services. It's not currently going. It's not the fancy fashola farms where, you know, the governor goes to play golf that we are talking about. We're talking about real agricultural investments. That's what, you know, some of the things we're coming with, and also to strengthen the infrastructure, underpinning government services with digital transformation, you know, so that everybody can interact with government from the beds, their bedrooms, you know, from the sitting rooms. Very basic information that everybody requires will be at the, you know, top of their fingertips. These are the kind of reformation and transformation that we're bringing to the sector. All right, thank you. Absolutely. As part of our own manifesto, we have a youth skills acquisition system that we're bringing in. We know that most of the degrees that we're getting these days are not consequential knowledge anymore. I mean, most people get degrees that they don't even know what to do with it. We think that purposeful education is important, vocational education is important, the kind of skill sets that are required for them to function and contribute to society meaningfully, specifically for our Oyo State, is also very important. And we have that skill or youth skills program that we're going to put in place. And this is beyond you getting a first degree now. This is you having consequential knowledge. If you are gifted in graphics, there's a whole lot of industry, you know, available for that in the digital space. If you are gifted with drawings, architecture, construction, you know, electricals, plumbing, nursing, these are all vocational sort of skills, excepting nursing, you know, that are available that people can pick up skills on. Artificial intelligence and coding is something that is so prevalent these days, and it doesn't have to do with any backgrounds you may have. For example, I studied biochemistry as a first degree in the University of Ibadan, but I spent over 20 years in ICT, starting with Tara Systems in Lagos, becoming certified in Oracle, and you know, practicing my trade all over the world. So anybody can pick up any new skills, is what I'm saying. And our idea is to gather the youths and show them the roadmap of where the economy is going in Oyo State, and ask them to tailor some of their aspirations towards that. For example, by the time we finish with the education reform that we have in mind, It will be creating nothing less than 15,000 educational services people, teachers, mentors, sports coaches, all the gamut of it. By the time we're done with all the other industrial activities that we're hoping to bring back to Oyo State, then industrial engineers, chemists, all of them will be required, accountants, lawyers, all of them will be required. By the time we implement the water systems that we hope comes back to this country and comes back to this state, all the water engineers will have jobs, and the admin staff and the support staff will also be there. By the time we deliver the digital transformation we require for the state to function efficiently, more jobs will open up. All in all, we think that nothing less than 100,000 jobs will be opened by the time our implementation is done.
Thank you very much. So the last question I would want to ask is that what's your advice, like a form of advice or encouragement to someone like Oyo who has given up on politics and they don't want to come out of it? What would you say to them?
I would say, first of all, think. Giving up is not an option. If I can look them right in the face, I'm going to tell them, you cannot afford to give up. That's what they want you to do. Your power is that one vote. 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 is 4. And it compounds when we find everybody that is disenfranchised to think that you are actually giving up your power when you say you are no longer interested. Don't give up your power. Use it efficiently. And the best way to use it efficiently is, first of all, to think. To think that you have to be in it to win it. Winners don't quit. Quitters don't win. So once you quit, you've lost. And then if you come back and you say you are interested now, then think. Look across the entire display of all candidates. The ones that impact your life the most are the governors. If you know how much the governors get now in FAC allocations, for example, in the month of July, Oyo State just received over 32 billion naira in allocation, federal allocation, not counting that for the local governments. If you add the local governments, I'm sure it will be close to 60 billion in a single month. So if you quit, and the state that can impact your life is being run by people you can't speak to, people you don't have access to, people that don't speak like you, people that don't see you, people that believe that they are hiding behind a big party or they're hiding behind the big walls of the offices, then what have you gained? You have lost even doubly. So I will ask you to think, listen to every single candidate, will be the next thing. And then by the time you listen to every single candidate, you know what capacity they have, you know what their content is, you know whether they really can do what they're saying or whether they don't understand it, whether someone drafted their manifesto for them. So I would say, when you finish listening to them, now think again and think that which one should I then cast my vote for? Should I go with the people that say have structure or the people that seem not having structure? Would I let any other thing intimidate me from practicing and doing my own civic duty of casting my votes where my heart is? That's the last part. When you now cast that vote, I will encourage you to stay at the polling booth. Make sure it counts. Publicize what your count is. When it is uploaded, wrote down, has been uploaded to the INEC server, and then wait for the outcome. Wait for the outcome. Don't involve yourself in any violence. Go about your civic duties with all responsibilities. And you would have voted your conscience. And I dare say that if people listen to us, they will know we are the ones that have the capacity. We have no godfathers per se. We have no one sponsoring us. We are counting on you, the voters, to sponsor us. And if you sponsor us, then you have access to us. If you have access to us, then we are bound to listen to what you have to say. That's what I would say to everyone who is discouraged right now.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. My name is Mogaji Olusegun Abiodun Agboola. I'm the Mogaji Abiolu Oke of Atipe, E9/66A.